I'll do this for the intro.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, you ready? Hey, this is your host, Nick Vance, and we're interviewing today Nick Vance. I received a lot of messages of people wanting to get to know more about me, so I decided that Henry and I would do an interview with myself. And so I asked my Snapchat story questions that y'all want to know about me. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be answering some of y'all's questions. I think the most life-changing experience that I've had, I went to Komodo Island in Indonesia, and we did like a tour of the fishing villages. And I think seeing, like, just to give you guys an image, there were like jerseys, almost like really, really dirty jerseys, but they had just been washed, hanging on clotheslines. There was trash everywhere, dirt everywhere, and just little kids being so happy and smiling and just like excited about life. And I think like that one visit, I think shaped, it put a lot of things into perspective. I think that you don't realize like how much abundance we have, like living in the States, and how not abundant people have it. So I think it just gives you like a better like outlook on being appreciative for things. And when you're having a bad day, you just think about what you could be, what you could have. I think that a lot of people are closed-minded because they've never left their city. Sometimes they've never left their state or the country. And I know that like sometimes you just don't have the ability to, but if you did have the ability, my parents, brought me to a lot of countries at a young age. And life hack, cruises, they'll take you around 8 different countries in a week. So I think that's like probably the best way to travel on a budget. But what was the question again? I think kind of like that's kind of like piggybacking off the last question. I think visiting all of the different cultures and countries also gives you an outlook of like how people live and different tastes that people have, different food. And I think it just opens up your mind, whether you like it to or not. I think a dream brand partnership before this year was always a fragrance. And then I was lucky enough to work with like Bob Marley and his fragrance campaign. So now that that's checked off the box, I probably want to do like something fitness oriented. I've been like, a lot of my partnerships have been like health oriented. So keeping it aligned with that, I don't know, like something in the gym space. Fragrance one was like the dream, but now it's definitely like a fitness, maybe like a Young LA or like Lululemon, Alo, Calvin Klein. I think 6 months until I turn a quarter century. I think I've lived my whole life at like 100 miles an hour and always trying to, get things done before you get old. I think that my uncle passed away last year when he was 56 or 59, and he had just retired after like years and years of hard work. And I think like passing away after years of hard work and expecting to be retired, but then all of a sudden he had this like tragic accident. It kind of gave me like a perspective that to live maybe it's a little not healthy sometimes, but living every day like it's your last, doing things that not a lot of humans get to experience. And then the second part of that question was, what was the second part? I think before the show, I wasn't able to fully like not care what people thought. I thought that I didn't care, but then now that all of that that energy kind of has been dropped, it's let myself be more creative, be more open. Like once you don't care about what people think, I feel like that's when you start really like getting into a flow of things and life's been treating me well because just staying in my lane and doing my own thing. I think like nursing school, as like nurses know, it's really hard and you have to be in class with clinicals. And with modeling, it was so like, you get a job 3 days before the job starts, and it's, money that like a college kid can't pass up on. And so some days I would have my classes like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, you just kind of pray that you'd have the shoot on Tuesday or Thursday. You'd fly out, you'd fly to LA Monday night, come back, or no, sorry, you fly out Monday night, shoot Tuesday, fly back Tuesday night. So it was a lot of like flying to LA and back sometimes in the same day. It was hard, but it was worth it. It like, I finished my degree and did everything I wanted to in modeling. So yeah, studying in planes a lot as well. Yes, I would 100% get a mullet. When I was younger, your teacher would give you those letters and you'd write to yourself, your future self. And I always wanted to be like an Olympian, Olympian swimmer. I wanted to be Michael Phelps so bad. I played spades. I learned how to play spades on a Nick Cannon podcast a few weeks ago. I was pretty good. We actually beat him. I actually beat him the second time. So shout out Nick Cannon. I think like when I was younger, I really like, me and her used to fight every day as like young siblings do. And then when we got older and I moved out of the house was when I realized like family is definitely the most important thing in my life, and hanging out, taking care of like your younger siblings is like such a good feeling. And I think some like recent memories is, she's kind of like handling my merch. So like bringing her onto the business, and I gave her my car and just like things. Now, for me, it's like all about taking care of my sister now. So my favorite childhood memory, I would say having like a little buddy to go on these like travels with, like it was my parents, but then it was also my little sister. So traveling the world with her. Oh, we went to a techno festival together in Italy. Just me and her, and we like stayed up all night, crashed at like these random people's apartments. So that was probably my favorite memory. I think when I'm 50, I want to look back and be like, I got to take care of people. I think now like happiness comes from giving to others. And when I told myself, last year I would retire my mom in the next 2 years. So things like that, taking care of my sister, taking care of my mom, letting them have like a happy life. That's the ultimate goal. When I was younger, we always used to do those JDRF walks, and then now with like this Sweetgreen collaboration, it's been a blessing to like sell those hats for its Diabetic Research Institution Foundation. Seeing her struggle with diabetes every day, I know like a lot of people struggle with it out there, and it's not like really talked about. So bringing light to that has been great through Sweetgreen, through. So she's good with it too. She's an endocrine PA, so she knows how to handle it, which is good. But a lot of people don't know how to handle it, and bringing light to that situation is. My first job was at Aeropostale. I was a cashier for 8 months, or like a year. And actually, my manager told me like, "Oh, we should see you on the posters one day." And then I started modeling, and like that was just how funny how that worked. And then I also had a few like jobs. I worked at a restaurant for one day. I worked at a valet place for one day. So I've had a lot of one-dayers. I would say that I didn't know that I had a work ethic until now. I feel like with all the opportunity comes like a lot of like work with it. So it's cool I think before the show I was having a problem like having a work ethic. I was just like freeballing everything, freeballing life, taking everything unserious. So having like another level of like seriousness and commitment to work is like probably the best thing that it was like a thing that came out of it. I'm your host, Nick Vans. I thank y'all for watching. I wanted to have this podcast to have a more serious moment with people, but I definitely want to keep doing these. And who do y'all think I should bring on next if we want to keep doing this? Thank you guys for watching. I'm your host and also your interviewee.